is Wednesday, February 17, 2021. I am the coach, and this is the Early Edge powered by SportsLine. We're in your feed every single day before 11 a.m., and we do it all in 10 minutes or less, but there's a lot we got to get to. The clock starts, and we tell you all the time, trust the process. We got the best cappers in the business. We got the best SportsLine app anywhere. Probably the only one. And last night, a red-hot 9-2 day, including our Champions League picks. But right here on this show, 8-1. The only one we lost, Michael Porter Jr., not scoring 15.5 points. I'll take that all day. Let's bring in our cappers. And I almost had to bring like a fire hose just to make sure I can cool everybody down. Unbelievable what you guys are doing. Let's start right next to me. You know it's Wednesday. You know it's golf. It's time for Rick Run Good. Rick G, what's up, man?
Coach, it's fun to be a part of the show, and we've got a big one on tap this week. Can't wait.
You're damn right. It's like a major this week. We'll get back to you in a second. Then M squared right there. And Mikey, you're so hot that people actually have to find things to complain about on social media. And, I mean, you're amazing. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm very good at giving people things to complain about. I definitely encourage it and welcome it. And self-awareness is key there. But I'm ready to go today. Wednesday's my favorite day.
There you go. 2 days ago, we started a brand new contest called the Perfect Parlay Contest. If a capper's perfect and you leave a best bet in YouTube, then we can give away a year-long subscription. I thought it would take us a few weeks to really get into it. This man, 2 days in a row, the Maestro, perfect, making dreams come true. What's up, Larry?
Oh, Coach, good morning. You know I don't want to talk about what happened in the past. I actually almost texted you last night and said, can we do the show now because these lines are moving? I loved it. I loved Indiana last night. They were laying 4.5 at 6.5. So that's off my board in terms of the pod. Entered these picks at SportsLine, but I do have 3 plays for you later today.
They are literally watching the show, and the lines are moving as soon as the show comes out. That is happening. That is real life. So here we go. Let's jump right into it. It's time for our storylines that could affect the betting lines. M squared, let's start with you.
Yeah, big slate today in the NBA, Coach. We talked about the Denver Nuggets last night. Same situation tonight. All the players are listed questionable again. That's Dozier, Harris, Barton, Millsap, and Monty Morris. So watch that this afternoon and maybe fire up Michael Porter Jr. again on all of the player props. Also, for the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard is going to potentially return tonight in this big matchup. Paul George remains out. For the New Orleans Pelicans, Steven Adams has popped up on the injury report tonight against Portland. That's something to watch. And then for the Oklahoma City Thunder, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander might make his return, while Al Horford is doubtful.
He gives you these for a reason. Write them down. It's never been more important in the NBA than this year to pay attention to who is playing. Speaking of who is playing, at Riviera this week, the Genesis, my goodness, all the big boys, well, for the most part, are there. Rick, give us a little preview.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Coach. Riviera for the Genesis Invitational. 8 of the top 10 players are in the world here. This is a major-like field. It is a major-like course, and the way that's impacting the odds is you're seeing guys longer than we've seen them in recent memory. You know, Xander Schauffele, 14-1 to win this golf tournament. Bryson DeChambeau won twice since the restart. He's 16-1. I haven't seen a number this long on Bryson in quite some time, especially when you compare it to what his odds are in major championships in futures markets. So this is a really interesting one to dissect. There's probably 12, 15 guys who have a legitimate, real chance of winning this golf tournament. And, Coach, a lot of them at longer odds than we've ever seen.
Oh, I can't wait to see what you have in store for us coming up in just a couple of minutes from the Genesis. Real quick, though, this week, we want all of you to be a part of our family at SportsLine. We really mean it. We're giving away 5 free year-long subscriptions to SportsLine. All you got to do is go over to Apple Podcasts, leave a 5-star review. In the review, put down your selection to win the NBA Finals this year. Easy for me to say. Then leave your Twitter handle so we can get a hold of you. On Monday, I'm going to announce 5 winners, year-long subscriptions to SportsLine. Coming up in just a couple of minutes, we're going to announce our 2 winners for the Perfect Parlay Contest. But before we do that, it's time for our SportsLine play of the day, which cashed last night thanks to the Dayton Flyers in overtime plus 3.5. Today, we're going to the NHL. That's right. The Oilers, minus 135 over the Jets. That's all I need to say because we got too much to get into for me to dissect. Just trust the process at SportsLine. All right, it's time to get to our board. It's been simmering. It's been firing. Here we go. M-Squirt, give it to me.
Yeah, I've got 3 plays in the NBA today on this massive slate. We're going to start with the Detroit Pistons plus 4.5 against the Chicago Bulls. I like the way they match up here, considering the Bulls are very thin without Otto Porter and Lauri Markkanen in this spot. So give me the Pistons plus 4.5. I make this almost a pick 'em in the simulations, so that's something to monitor this afternoon. I would probably jump on this one as early as you can. And then I'm going back to my Indiana Pacers, minus 5.5 against the Timberwolves. Timberwolves are on the second night of a back-to-back. They got the news that D'Angelo Russell will be out for extended time. Jarrett Culver is still not available to return there. So I make the Indiana Pacers minus 8.1 in my simulations. This game is minus 5.5 now. I expect it to close around minus 7. So another one you want to jump on early. And then finally, I like the Golden State Warriors minus 1 at home against the Miami Heat. I love the way Steph Curry, Kelly Oubre has been a really pleasant surprise for them as well. They've got Draymond Green healthy. So I like the Warriors here at minus 1. I make them minus 3.2 in my simulations. I think this is a great spot for them to pick up a win, as I don't think Miami can keep pace offensively with them. And then in PGA this week, I like Victor Hovland. Rick's going to tell you all about the golf coming up, but I think Victor Hovland is an excellent course fit here. The win equity is challenging, as Rick mentioned, the loaded field. So I'm going to be taking Hovland for a top 10 finish at plus 350.
Oh, I love that selection. I also love how Steph Curry is really starting to trust his teammates, and they're responding and playing really good basketball for Golden State. All right. Oh, man, I love Wednesdays because this man is here. And we've got the PGA Tour coursing through our veins. Rick G., the floor is yours.
All right, Coach. Appreciate it. I've got 3 clicks for you. I'm starting with a tournament matchup. Adam Scott at plus 100 over Hideki Matsuyama. And Riviera, the course that we're getting this week, it's difficult, but it's consistent year in and year out. It's why we see a lot of guys with great course history like Bubba Watson winning 3 times. Adam Scott, he's a 2-time winner, including last year. And when you look at that course history, you look at what Adam Scott has done recently, coming off of a T10 at the Farmers Insurance Open. Torrey Pines, another difficult course on the PGA Tour. This number was too good to pass up in a tournament matchup against Hideki Matsuyama. Then I'm also going with a top 10 on Xander Schauffele. Xander is arguably the most complete player on the PGA Tour right now. He has no flaws in his game. It's resulted in 6 top 5 finishes in his last 8 starts. He's headed to Riviera coming off of 2 consecutive runner-up finishes. I know he's chomping at the bit to snap that streak, win a golf tournament, hoist a trophy on Sunday, and it's possible that he does it this week, but I only need him to finish inside the top 10. And then if you need a winner, Mike alludes to course fit. Victor Hovland, great ball striker. I like that call. I'm going with Colin Morikawa at 33-1. Again, odds that are just too long for a major champion, a guy who's won multiple times in the last year. He's unbelievable from tee to green, and he is going to roll out a new putting grip this week, which, Coach, would normally worry me a little bit. But when you're 190th on the PGA Tour in putting, there is only one direction to go. So hopefully he figures out the flat stick this week and he contends.
It has been amazing to see him play so well and not be able to putt. And it isn't saying something that with all the studs in the field this week, we're talking about Victor Hovland and we're talking about Colin Morikawa. Those 2 guys have certainly made a dent in the golfing world. Now, before we get to the Maestro, this man has been absolutely on fire. And because of him and because of the Zach Attack, we have 2 winners today in our perfect parlay contest. Now, we do it every single day. You go to our YouTube page, in the comments section, leave your best bet. If one of our cappers goes perfect on the show and you hit your best bet, you're eligible to win a year-long subscription to SportsLine. So today we have 2 winners. Now, Nicholas Brada, at USF Bulls guy on Twitter, he had the Celtics minus 2.5 last night, and then we had to give this guy one. Nick Connor, he tweeted us that not only did he take our Michael Porter over 1.5 assists, he boosted it up for better odds to over 3 assists and cashed that too. So Nick and Nicholas, congratulations. You're going to be rolling with us at SportsLine for the next 12 months. It is that time. Can he do it 3 days in a row? Maestro, you know it's your show. Let's go.
All right, let's start with an early start. Sacred Heart at Central Connecticut State. They started off as a 1-point dog. They're already a 1-point favorite. I got on it last night at Pick'em. They won the first meeting 65-48. They've been off since January 31st because of some COVID hiatus, but that's the reason for the line being such a close game. But Central Connecticut State 341st nationally, and Ken Palm got handled twice by Merrimack. Sacred Heart actually has a win over Merrimack. Take Sacred Heart. Second game, USC laying 10 against Arizona State. USC has won 6 straight, covered 5 straight. Arizona State won 7-1 last 9 on the road against the number. But the main thing is they don't rebound very well. USC is going to pound them on the offensive glass, where they get 12.5 boards per game. And Coach, the last one is just for you. Drake. Let's go back to the well. Drake had an unbelievable, season-defining win on Sunday against Loyola, winning in overtime, and now they play a Northern Iowa team that they beat by 21. Their leading scorer only had 8 points in that game. He's the guy who's out now. Hemphill, he was not a huge factor. They won by 21. They could definitely win by 7, lay 6. I laid 5.5, but lay it with Drake.
Oh, man, when I see Drake and I see SIU Edwardsville, it just warms my heart. It just warms my heart. All right, we are up against it. You know what time it is. Grab your paper. Grab your pencil. Here is the recap. M squared, let's start with him. Likes the Pistons, -4.5 over the Bulls. Pacers, he says get it now. It could close somewhere around 7 over the Timberwolves, who last night remarkably turned a 2-point game into a 20-point game in 2 minutes. And I was watching it live. I don't know how they did that. On the bad end, by the way. The Warriors, -1, late start out west against the Heat. And then finally in golf, Victor Hovland, top 10 finish. You're getting it +350. But Rick G, Adam Scott, the defending champion here, by the way, +100 over Hideki, who's not playing well at all. Xander, top 10 finish, almost has been a lock in this position the last several months, +150. And then Colin Morikawa. Let's remember, he played his college golf out here on the West Coast to win, +3,300, an incredible number for the PGA champion. And finally, the Maestro, looking for 3 straight perfect days. Sacred Heart only giving a point over Central Connecticut State. Then Drake, -6. I'm betting it right now. I'm putting it in my phone over Northern Iowa. And USC, -10 over Arizona State. That, of course, out on the West Coast. And our sports line, play of the day, NHL, Oilers, -135 over the Jets. You've got your marching orders. Let's take every single ticket. You think it's crazy? We damn near did it last night. We're going to do it again tonight. Straight to the pay window. For M Squared, for Rick Run Good, Rick G, for Chief, for Maestro, for Greg. Don't call me Gary, our producer. I am the coach. We love doing it, and we do it all just for you. Let's go. Your only place for your daily early edge. Good luck.